fail. Okay, now you should hear me. Everything should be working. Quiet, adjusting. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, hello, hello, and I need to ping stream updates. Yes, that is my opening. Stream updates. Strato 68. Meow. Hello, and welcome back to your weekly Stratosphere. Oh my god, Huh? Did I miss someone? You didn't check in a this isn't a me. Did I put challenge in the napkins twice? Oops. Oops. God freaking. I I swore I copied the right thing. No, it's not copying. Curse you, you why? Please copy. No. Well, that was a classic fail. Anyways, enough of that. Up first, we have I can get my ducks in order. Do do do. Oh my god, I don't know where my K is on the keyboard. I'm so bad. I'll just leave it blank for now. Up first today, we have Kuroxo versus a certain Botchas. Pretty big seed 4-5 differential. Warm up. I mean, it's shocking seeing Botchas as seed 4, considering what Flying Diarrhea, Amber, and who was it? Corfi? Corfi higher rated than Bach right now? Crazy. Anyways. Gameplay. Real. The most realist gameplay you've seen in the West. Or East. Kurozo looking a bit stridey, NGL. Botchess's Plonky did not work. 10 out of 10 commentary. First to 7. Let me input this now that I got them. I don't like it. I don't like the inconsistency. Pronouns must be capitalized. Goal. And on to our match. My comms are amazing. Commentator of the Year, Stackies 2024 incoming. No. Botchess with the Finn single, okay. Oh, the Z misdrop. No Finn singles can save you from that. I mean, if the Z was there, that would have been a nice count to 4. Unfortunate. Any 7-2 gamers. Proto building up the 7-2. They're going right now. They might be oversacking. Both players ultimately break their back-to-back. Botchess was a bit of a moment. Not unfixable at this point in the game, though. Now it's Kurozo with a bit of a moment. It's not really a moment, more like just like hesitation because of awkward piece placements, and it's ultimately gonna kill them. Botchess tying it back up. PC Kurozo the center well for like the 9-0. Okay, society. That was a moment. Botchess on his way down. Almost color clear, so sad. Nice hide on. Kurozo is doing pretty fine though. They have a count to 4 convert off of this. I'm just gonna DS though. You know, Botchess is keeping. Never mind. Though I don't think it matters. That T piece. Yeah, that LJ dependency was not going to be filled in time. What is this Botchess opener? And before it's just a misdrop. Kurozo bailing out of that count to 4, presumably. Botchess with a counter spike. DT cannon from Botchess. With a little cut flow on top. Doesn't quite complete the triple, but it doesn't matter. The pressure's enough to kill. Oops, sorry. Palm Tree, Botchess classic. Honestly, Palm Tree works. As much of a meme as it is, it like actually works. Like I've seen Botchess do it enough times to like it won't like make you instantly lose the game. It's equivalent to like, well, it's not necessarily equivalent, but it's like it's like as viable as going for no opener. Although I'd argue it's a bit better than that. Botchess kind of stuck at the top. Kurozo with the pressure. Really nice 3.8 PPS. They're striding fast. Do we have an aspiring Wessel on our hands? I mean, the misdrops might indicate so. That's okay, they fix it up. Chest with the STST to cancel. Kuroto gonna convert into a little 7-2 LST style. Chest hits them with the counter spike though. They have to go down now, and they make it. So I'd argue they're still in a pretty disadvantageous position. Chest with a misdrop TST makes that a freaking float instead. Nice fix. It does give time for Kuroto to get out though, so real neutral, not fake. Very cheesy gameplay, though that will change with Chest's incoming fractal, which is extended a bit more. I am lagging. Oh no. Wait. Oh my freaking... Well, my Tetrio decided is stream still live. Stream is still live. This is not my internet. What? Hold on. It just froze. My Tetria. Well, you have to do a thing. This is so sad. Normal Strato. So true. I am already in this room. This is... Oh my god. Did it freeze on your people's ends too, or is it still going? No. Okay, I didn't... Are we taking that as 3-2 bot chess? Or 4-2? I think Kuroto had 2 points bot chess. or 4-2. I didn't see you two come up with a consensus. I don't know if that was like a guaranteed kill or like it was 3-2 and then it froze and I had no idea what happened afterwards. Also, I'm streaming this real. I need to do a bit of this. Please ignore. Blue rectangles. I was blue rectangling. 3-2 then. Okay. 3-2 means first to 5. Kuro top out once. Wait, I was already fail. Amazing top out. Nice and fast. Okay, 3-2. We're back in it. Hopefully no Tetrio decides to explode this time. At least it's not my internet. I was so scared my internet was gonna do the cutty outy thing again, and it's like, then I know for a fact it's my freaking dumb second computer that's doing it, but it's not, so. Kuro with the pretty big spikes to take Tie back up at 3-3. MKO. Throw misdrop stops their pressure for a bit, so they are now on the down stack. Oh, that is another really bad misdrop. That is death. Oh. Unfortunate. Any PCOers? Throw with a bit of an interesting TKI follow-up. Watches with an interesting PCO follow-up. That is a very interesting TST from Botchest. Interesting does not mean ends well. 4-4. Throw with a bit of a Zine misdrop. They don't have to... Oh, they do have to deal with it. You didn't skim, they didn't, the way they skimmed, they had to deal with it, and there's no way to deal with it, so Botchest the lead again. Any TKIers? Botchest with a bit of plonk against Kuro's stride. Love to see it. Kuro, stride 9-0, let's go. Perfect convert. Botchest finds a convert into the 9-0. Kydon ready and coming, while Kuro into rough board state, presumably a misdrop. This is Botch's time to take advantage, and it looks like he's going to do some with some that looked like ST. Oh my god. 6-4 to Botchest right now, and this is match point. Botchest the imp cross. Kuro going for some really fast 5 PPS LST. Now, I don't think a lot of people can do that. Oh, Kuro, that's a really rough misdraw. They should dig to it, but will they get out? Oh, the miss hold. Botchest just keeps up in the back-to-back and closes it out. Botchest wins 7-4 at Cadigan. JJ's. Okay. Let me write that down. I love writing things down. I never started the tournament. I am so pro. And 4053. This is an interesting screenshot. Wait, did all of Tetrio freeze? That would explain it. Sus emoji. Would be greatly appreciated. 7-3, write that down, blah blah blah. I'll give Botchest a break and go into Amber Corby. Oh my god, Amber's Discord PFP. Corby. No. Did I read it wrong? No. My brain died. Rubik and Berg. Now, you see, I may have read it wrong because I'm dumb like that, but, you know, it's okay. I still don't know where the freaking K piece is. The K piece. The K key. KPP? Real? Um... Let me input some stuff. Yeah. You and you. Let me double, triple check things. Do 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 do. Not all over the place right now. Nope. Nope. We are in fact having a warm-up. Fusion? Oh no, signals. Fusion happened yesterday. I'm sorry. No. Unfortunate. Well, you're gonna have to catch it 2 weeks from now. Right? I kind of feel bad, like the moment I missed Fusion, like, it became bi-weekly. Like, I wasn't necessarily 100% opposed to the change or anything, but, like, I still feel like if I was more on top of things, it could have been different, you know? But, you know, like, there's a good reason why it's bi-weekly now. Only Vochess did sign up that time, so... Third takes the warm-up. I wasn't looking, because I was thinking too hard about Fusion. Well, it's a warm-up anyways. This is top 8, so first to 11. Golf. I feel like I've been slacking recently. Like, if I just remembered Fusion yesterday, I could have hosted it, but I was too busy with Puyo. The Puyo thing going on, and I'm like, OMG Puyo, and then I learned GTR. So just a down sack into a TST, really nice. Amber with a bit of a plonky up sack. What is this? Into combo. Amber really going the cheese route here. Surd's board is freshly made lasagna. Yeah. The cheese strat is real. -2 from both players, I think. Maybe. Don't quote me on that one. Is it a triple double opener? Then it's definitely MS2. Oh, Surge a bit of a misdrop. He's gonna have to deal with it. Amber's going down though. Oh, but Amber misdropped. Giving time for Surge to get out. Amber opting to send cheese there. Oh, the multiplier, right? And Surge misdropped. T-spin into a quad into another with a bit of combo in between. That is just really unfortunate time to misdrop. No PC. So sad. Amber, they're in shambles right now. Real not fake. Amber with I don't know. May or may not have been a misdraw. Sort of the TSS for the cleaner down stack. Is it going to be enough? Unfortunately not. Amber 3-0. Sweet pace. Though we still have a lot of ground to cover, so. Sir probably misdropped that eye piece, wasting it, but they have enough to keep going. Most players playing it very down stacky. Amber's been like really like focusing on the sort of counter spike play, and what the heck is happening? I think we've established earlier this is not an issue on my end. Tetrio, are you okay? Oh my god, Surd with the washing machine down stack. That goes so hard. Amber is keeping up the pressure though, as the game decides to stutter a bit more. I hope to everything it's not stuttering for the players. I mean, it should be like client side, right? Amber did misdrop that STSD, but finds a really nice cleanup for it. Like, your game runs on client side, and only your opponent's board would be lagging. If I understand Tetrio correctly. Anyways, welcome to choppy Stratosphere. No TPs for Surd, unfortunate. I am not dropping frames, right? 0 dropped frames. This is a 100% Tetrio problem. Well, it looks like it's doing pretty mildly better. Now with the count to 4. Surd continuing their 7-2, 7-2, and it looks like they're going to find a really nice conversion for the kill. That is an unfortunate timing for that hold for Amber. If only they didn't hold in that moment. Happens to all of us. Amber going for their favorite SDPC spin. Surd has the SCSC. This is looking kind of risky for him though. It's just find a way to the 9-0 though. With a bit of forecasting. You know, we here at HN like to know what the weather will be. Amber with the fractal skims out of that Miss Trinity SMH. I think that was meant to be a skin that whole time, I'll be honest, but still. One can dream. Amber with the back-to-back going at ×8. Sir does waste the eyepiece there. Oh, that is not a viable down stack, unfortunately. That L was probably misdropped at the end there too. Classic Amber, nearly 5 PPS STPC spin, misdrop the TPs, classic Amber. You know, I should probably stop saying stuff about the players. You know, just don't look at Amber's board right now. Nope. But they're doing fine. They're doing fine as well with a float on top of a T-spin for a fractal setup. Amber may have misplaced the eyepiece, but no other big fat eyepiece to kill them just yet, so they are still living. Into the force DS, really nice. Amber can get down from this. Sir not completely letting up from the pressure though. No crazy back-to-back chin, but still fairly clean from him. From a bim. Sorry. I can English. I swear. Most players fairly clean right now. Amber tanking for a bit of extra damage. I was half expecting the count to 4. I don't think it was completely viable though. So like, don't listen to don't listen to me. Don't listen to my brain. It will not make good decisions for you. Start with the DS. It's a little bit of a look ahead too. Amber though, really nice board state. This is looking scary. That is a 17 spike for the kill. 7-1. It would be Brazil, but we here at HN like to stay on our rickety plane a bit longer. Real, not fake. Sir keeping back to back. I don't think that was possible to count to 4, but that's a really awkward board state for Surd. Yeah, not gonna fan out for him. I mean, Sir did put the broom away, but can he do it a bit, you know, like put the cleaning supplies away as well? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry. Amber just 6-3s and wins. Oh my god. Only 2 points away from ending it. I hope to God my cursor is not on screen. Thank you, mouse. Really appreciate it. Amber with a bit of a multiplier, but Sir does have the cancel already. Into a tiny multiplier of his own. Amber firing back again. Sir with the skim into T-spin. The OPs can't go over. Oh, that hurts so much. But Sir is making it through. Really nice DS into a convert. Doesn't keep back to back, but in a dangerous position. Understandable. Amber's going to continue going, though. That is some dangerous back-to-back. I heard that ×8. And now we're on match point. That's an interesting way to continue PCO. And unfortunately, Amber has the typical opener spam way of continuing PCO. GG's. 11-1. Let me write that down. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. So we have... no. You should be after, let's go. Third. Kudo. After. Road to H rank. Any road to H rankers? Oh my god, Bosch just joined the room and said GG. I'm just waiting on a certain flying diarrhea to join. And they are. I'll just triple check. Very interesting name. Let me just. Control C, Control V. That is. I do not want to coffee. Can we get some meows in the chat? Thank you very much. Let me just right-click coffee because this game doesn't like me. Boop. 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 And here are your players. We have... Oh my god. Flying Diarrhea is top 10? Last I saw him, he was like 13 when I got jump scared in TL. Versus Botchess, who's apparently lost a little TR in recent days. We'll see how this ends up. Just asking for a warm-up. Warm-up we shall get. I am a nya. Meow. This is what I do when I when I don't know what to do. Meow. I have brain cells, I swear. You're coming out with the crazy LST. Botchus with a bit of tanky wanky. Botchus just tried to end it. Or maybe that was insta-lock. Or, oh, 0 FPS? Is this like a Tetrio thing? Oh no. Where is this my stream? I mean, I know, like, me earlier, my Tetrio was lagging hard and not my internet. It was 1. Let's go. I really hope that doesn't happen to the players. Like, oh my god, I would drive myself mad if that was happening to me. Find out it's a bit of a multiplier. Botchess with a cancel. It's barely enough. Oh. The quad's gonna be enough to kill in that scenario. Just 1 piece away. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna peek away for a moment to look at the Tetrio Discord. Issue report. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm looking away so I can look at ask.status.ish. Or status.ox nominal. For now, I heard opener main happen, or counter spike. It was counter spike. We'll see if that changes any point soon. Find out if the counter spike from that PC from Bach. Bach on his way down. Flying Diarrhea though, he can't get down in time, probably because of that S piece from earlier. Did not have the room to build a T-spin there. It's gonna be 2-2. I wish I could wear 2-2. Bought just a little bit of a combo. Flying Diarrhea is keeping back-to-back right now. Breaks it for a better board state, so more neutral. Bach does build up back-to-back, seeing as Flying Diarrhea broke it. But he's doing just fine on the down stack while Botchus is building up right now. And this awkward 8-1 basically forces Botchus to break. Botchus with the multiplier. Flying Diarrhea is forced to break because of the pressure. Gonna have to go a bit down now. Botchus with a really funky TST. Nice. Into the skim with the TSS at the end. Oh, that was a really nice DS find from Botchus. I'm chilling. Neutral. I love neutral. Definitely not like 50% of all Tetrio is just neutral. No. But Botchus is building up right now. That is a ×8 back-to-back. A really nice 6-3 well going. Flying Diarrhea is going to be kind of on the ropes, actually. No, this isn't something that is outright deadly just yet. Forces Botchus to break. Nice Iceman. Oh, Botchus with an awkward eyepiece placement. The Flying Diarrhea with even awkwarder board state. I think that was a misdraw. Ultimately ends up canceling each other out, I suppose. Fair enough. Any Yoshihiro? Flying Diarrhea is forcing it. Botchus with a really nice continuation here. Flying Diarrhea at the top. Forced to abandon the T-spin, but I feel like you had to go for it for the cancel power in that scenario. Like, yeah, I mean, you are high up, but like, it was basically your only hope to live that. Unfortunate. Flying Deer with a bit of a 3-wide moment. Botchus is unfazed and cancels most of it though. Though that is a bit of a misdrop. Oh no. This gives Flying Diarrhea the room to just straight up out pressure and win. Really nice capitalization for Flying Diarrhea back there. That is a triple-double counter spike if I've ever seen one. Botchus is doing just quite fine. Though he is on the defensive. Flying Diarrhea has the perfect count to 4, converts it to 9-0, and we're going to see a dono into the 8-1 garbage. Botchus, meanwhile, going down. Has the quad. Flying Diarrhea sends too much. Oh, was the double quad? Oh god. Me when the eyepieces are after one another. Truly an eyepiece moment. Flying Diarrhea with the PC, but Botchus counters it quite nicely. Flying Diarrhea with the TST find. Botchus opting for this pretty greedy count to 6, but it pans out for him. Flying Diarrhea even greedier with a parapet. The T just one piece away. After the I. Oh, that hurts. Haha, wait. Wait for gravity. Triple-double opener. Haha. Flying Diarrhea does still have Botchus on the ropes after that, though. Botchus does find a dono. And manages to survive Flying Diarrhea's pressure. Time for some counter pressure. Spicy. Here it comes. Oh, Flying Diarrhea forced into 9-0. That may be a J misdraw. But, I mean, the eyepiece was probably too far away anyways. Yeah. Botchus PC, Flying Diarrhea, misdropping that L, slowing down just a teensy bit right after triple-double. Bosch is going to be able to convert nicely while Flying Diarrhea has an awkward board state. Row to H rank now has a 2-point advantage, but this is a first to 11. Oh, that T misdrop, Flying Diarrhea. No. Oh, that's so painful. There are certain like triple level misdrops that'll just straight up kill you. Like, it's the price you pay for wasting T. PC from Botchas nearly kills into another. Botchas does not have another one though. I don't know if there was one or not. IDK, I don't have PC vision. Oh, Botchas, the eye misdrop! Survives for now. This is still a slightly awkward board state, but Botchas is down stacking really nicely. Back to neutral, Flying Diarrhea with a fractal, make that an imp cross. Mini 4 white to close it out. Jeez. These players. Flying Gear with the LST upstack. And the Mini TSS 9-0 convert. Putting so much pressure on Botchas from the bottom straight to the top. Botchas had no cancel power there. Oh no. Not just PCs, so doesn't unfortunately have another one. Shouldn't be, unfortunately doesn't. And you touch me. Color clear, real. Botchas finds a Flunky. Skim into TSD. Flying Diarrhea going down. Nice Yoshihiro into Skim. No one is building back-to-back just yet. Oh my god, stop playing safe, you two. We need content. Botches the TSS into downstack quad. It's a pretty okay board state, and the garbage looking okay for him for now. Flying Diarrhea is building up here. Nice hamburger. Breaks, though. Oh, Botches, what is your board? The team is dropped. No, that might have been. Was Jay? If Jay was next, that would have been. Oh my god, that's just unfortunate. Flying Diarrhea with a C-spin back there. Was that sick? I don't know. I wasn't looking. Either way, that is a lot of pressure coming out. Botchas with a T-spin into downstack to cancel. Flying Diarrhea still going. Can he find this convert? Yes, he does. That is a big 9-0 well for him. With the 7-2 convert at the very bottom to boot, Botchas just straight up gets out pressured. Botchas played it more safe, maybe he could have lived, but like, there would be a follow-up as well. Like, would that really pan out, you know? Fractal from Flying Diarrhea. Fortunately, has to break back-to-back here as both players DS. Any mini TSSers? Real. Nice STSD. Though has to skim for that back wall. Botchas at the top. Has to force a skim there. Barely gets to the quad. Well, oh my god. Botchas, you are like so close. But Botchas makes it through. Really nice DS from Botchas. With the C-spin conversion, but Flying Diarrhea still going to 7-2. Botchas ultimately does force to break, but that is a 20 spike from Multiplier. Botchas is still kind of on the ropes here. Oh. S and Z, not the pieces you want to see in that board position. And you have garbage in the queue. I mean, if you don't have garbage in the queue, easy T-spin setup, but like... Flying Diarrhea now has the advantage with 3 points in a row. It's so awfully close, though. The upset is very possible. Watch us with the funny Kaidan-esque skim. You'll have to see it. Oh my god, they're both down sacking. Never mind, that is some ST style from Flying Diarrhea into a 7-2 style. I mean, that's one way to build that. Okay, Flying Diarrhea. I mean, don't you only need, like, one set of SZ and not the extra Z, but okay. Oh, Flying Diarrhea's skimming at the top is punished by Botchess. 0 cancel power in that down stack leads it to being tied up once again. Both players needing 3 points to take the set. Botch just a bit of a misdrop. That is a T-spin 0. Oh no. Botch just has the forces to be able to find that down stack though. He's still on the defensive. TSS to cancel, it's not enough. Make that 2 points for Flying Diarrhea. TCO versus triple double opener. Wow. Oh no! PC second, PC kills. Honestly, anything kills against misdrop TD. Like, okay. Try back up again. That is not a really nice place to misdrop. Your match point is now back to... Potential match point is now a tie. Whoever takes this is gonna be on match point. Break point, as the Wii tennis enthusiasts call it. Botchess opting to cheese up Flying Diarrhea a little bit. The O piece over the well. Oh my god. That was not the down stack Flying Diarrhea. Botchess upset potential. 10-9 right now. Threatening to be a top 10 player according to Tetra League. Oh, but Botchess is kind of in a rough position right now. Manages to make it to the 9-0s. The Yoshihiro to boot. Flying Diarrhea doing fine though. Still very neutral. Botchess going to take the cheese a bit to heart, especially from that last round. Right as Flying Diarrhea misdrops. Oh, this could be the end. Flying Diarrhea needs a tank to be able to place that O piece. And yeah, it looks like Botchess has found the strat. The cheesing worked out for him. Managing for him to close out that tied at 9-9. GG's. That is the upset, 11-9. And I need to write that down. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry. Notice you here.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
I wanted to let you solo commentate this because I didn't want to interrupt, but hey, I've returned. It's really nice to be back though, because you know, new year, new self, fresh mind, all that stuff, and I'm back to commentating because you know I miss doing this kind of thing, and doing this on Stratosphere Day it's gonna be fun again, because what an impressive match from Botchess taking Flying Diarrhea in a 11-9 match. As long as it took, that is still a pretty good upset by them. So now all that Flying Diarrhea needs to do as the #1 seed is to, you know, crawl through losers bracket and potentially get that comeback if they ever so, you know, do, because they might, you know, they might take on Botchess or they might take on Amber depending on who wins the semis. But knowing this kind of bracket, this could go either or. So, oh god, I need a bit of a bit of a warm up here. Just waiting for our next match, which will be Rubik's versus Kuro. Which I have not checked on both of these players, and I do wonder how they're gonna play it. And it looks like both of them are evenly matched. Seems like it.
That is a like 2-3 game TR difference.
Absolutely. And of course, this is about as close as we're gonna get, but it definitely seems like Kuro is favoring him more in terms of stats, and they seem to be a bit faster than Rubik's, who goes by Sard. So, and Kuro is almost on the borderline of top 200. So this is a pretty good game for them, and same with Sard. So, having to look at Sard, of course, playing a bit slower than Kuro definitely seems. I can assume they're a bit more on the passive side of things, while Kuro just heavily encourages like pure stride.
Yeah.
And how would you describe both of these players? Because I've not seen them before, and I'm pretty sure you've casted them quite a few.
Mm, Serd, seen around in TL. He's a fairly normal player. You know, pretty good. Meanwhile, I've never seen Kuroto in my life, and they joined the Stratosphere, and they are such a strider.
That would explain the free PPS gameplay that we have, and of course, both of them will accept the warm up, which this is before we officially get started with the first losers bracket run. And Kuro going for that PC already. Strong start for them, and Serd taking their time for it with this 9-0, and Kuro, oh no. That was not a good board for Kuro. They went so fast, they didn't even notice the board state that they were in. Just not in their favor, unfortunately. So, either way, definitely seems like, despite it being short, it seems like they got themselves well prepared. So, this could go either or.
Very either or. Yeah.
So, in this losers bracket run, it's like, oh, double PC, but Serd gets a bit of a single here. We're already getting into mid game. Oh, very nice spike by Kuro. Serd gonna have to dig through a lot of garbage. Managed to find the down stack. And Kuro, oh, not a very fortunate
Oh
8-1
no.
board. And they're making holes on the board. That is not exactly ideal. Oh, but not the J!
No, it blocks the. Oh, well, that's very unfortunate.
It's definitely the one like major drawback to being a strider, especially if you're playing just as fast, and that is, of course, the roadblocks that go along the way. Because keep in mind, you sacrifice a lot of efficiency for speed, and Kuro seems to be abusing that to the best it can. And Serd, being on the more patient side of things, despite being on the same speed as a Kuro, has a lot more time and a lot more focus on that sense of cleanliness. And Kuro just doesn't really seem to care too much about it, but they are still trying about it. So that's one benefit, but still, going off of that efficiency comment. But either way, both of them tied up once again. 1-1. Not once again, but the first tie.
0-0.
You can tell it's been a while, but either way, SDPC, Kuro not going for the PC. Serd going with the usual 9-0, not gonna work. Just being overly pressured by Kuro's insane combo pressure.
There's one thing I noticed about Kuro. Their DAS is like hilariously low. Like to me, that just looks like uncomfortable to control. It's probably why they can go really fast.
Would that explain why the movement for this feels kind of buttery smooth despite the slow speed?
Oh no, team is dropped.
Yeah. And we're definitely going to see that a lot from Kuro. Not that that is going to hurt them, but it's going to help them learn against this matchup, which Surd is playing pretty comfortably with that. Very nice cut copy by Surd. He's going to open up their garbage well, but oh no! Oh, that's not good
Oh
for Surd.
no.
Oh my god, it was one misdrop after another, creating a tower of modern art right there in the Hummingbird Nest Twitch stream.
Real.
Not a good look, but they're still gonna try to make up for it with playing as safe as they can, but they're covering a lot of their holes and they want to get back to that, clean board, but they're still being pressured with so much garbage by Kuro, who has a very spiky looking board and is focusing on going down as much as they can. And it definitely seems like
Oh
makes it
no!
down perfectly, but just as I say that, Kuro immediately misdrops the Z piece completely flat, costing them the round.
That is a moment. Oh, and Surge responding with the misdrop opener. Not
Yeah.
exactly very good against someone who's striding their life right now.
Yeah, 4.2 PPS. Kuro is just playing the game of their life, despite the couple rounds where they just can't fix themselves. But now that they're on top of the board, they're gonna need to really keep up the momentum and get back to safety. Surge is also feeling the same, but they're just slowly rising up more and more, while Kuro is just stacking on top a lot of cheese. I don't know if that's really ideal, but they're still making it work regardless.
Oh my god.
Oh, a really nice 12 spike by Kuro,
Oh.
and Surge is gonna have to break that back-to-back chain. That might be pretty greedy by them. Oh my god. The desperate S piece to make it work, but it doesn't matter. Kuro breaks the tie again. 4-3. I feel like we're gonna be seeing that a lot.
Yeah, it is a very close match after all. Rip opener from Kuro.
Yeah. While Surge successfully gets off that MS2 down and out of the way, not getting the PC because of the speed at which Kuro sends garbage, just makes PCs pretty much impossible to take if you're a Surd. But Kuro is still preventing that outcome, even when it doesn't seem like it. Very good down stack by Surd. Oh, but he's gonna need to fix that immediately. And Kuro's just playing so clean, even with that down stack. And they are gonna get back to the floor despite being covered with cheese. Oh, very close tuck by Kuro.
Both players keeping it very clean so far. Kuro with the up stack. Oh. This could be deadly.
That was so risky for Surd. They were just gonna have to find some T-spin vision to make that happen, but they almost nearly costed their board. And now Kuro's on the ropes with this 8-1 board. Very solid down stack by them, multiplying it into 10, but they're still being sent all the way back up. Choosing not to go for that T-spin, and Surd is... Oh my god, Surd's board just doesn't look so healthy.
Back-to-back green. So close to kill yet so far.
Yeah, which I could definitely see the one flaw in Surd's gameplay is that they always rely on back-to-back in order to secure a lot of damage to Kuro, because when Kuro has a lot of garbage, they tend to really slow down and just process everything else aside from that, but if you're someone like Surd who tends to greed for it, Kuro can just easily adapt to that sort of thing and just counter it. Which, of course, knowing their speed, they seem to really capitalize on that flaw. And as soon as Surd breaks their back-to-back, they just tend to reset. Which doesn't seem like that they're doing at the moment. And they're applying a lot of greed to themselves, but... Oh, but Kuro, though!
Rip.
That's pretty unfortunate. Kuro is still holding on with that 5-4, but they're still close to getting tied once again. But with this TKI LST stack, they're gonna need to do some sort of miracle to make this into an uneven situation.
Sir.
Good find by Surge.
Oh my god. The TSG to try and close it out. Really nice.
And once again, we have ourselves our, what, 4th tie in the match? Definitely seems like it.
Wait, if it's the 4th, that means they, like, basically tied the whole way through.
Exactly. Because it definitely seems like both of them are playing to their best, even in this kind of bracket where one of them could lead the entire tournament altogether. So they're going to need to play extremely focused.
Oh.
And Kuro doesn't seem the kind of person to really prioritize that. And Surd is just taking the lead for himself.
Oh.
Cross continuation by Surd. Kuro is... Uh-oh, that's an LST from Kuro. That could go any other way, but they broke the LST.
They
managed to bring it back.
Freaking foresight, Dono into the down stack, puts Surd on the ropes. The team is dropped.
Oh, that is so unfortunate for Surd. Kuro had the miracle down stack and just gained a 20 spike that just set Surd all the way up. What an unfortunate series of events, and Kuro is tying it for the 5th time. And they're just sending so much APM at this level of speed, but the team is dropped. That's not what they wanted.
It's livable.
Could be. And it definitely seems like Kuro lives perfectly and intact, but they're still being sent a bit of APM from Surd. Oh, but there's just so many misdrops though from both of these players. It just feels really difficult to handle.
Yeah. Oh, what Kuro stall? Real? I have a feeling they might have intended to just down stack there, then got confused when they put the T in another position. Happens.
Yeah, I think they might have placed it flat, but instead they just placed it in a very vertical angle. Oh, but the wasted eyes from Kuro though is gonna be a bit costly to their bag. Gonna have to wait a bit longer, but with the speed that they're going at, I'm pretty sure it doesn't make too much of a difference.
The stride down stack.
That's just how it is in Kuro's world. And Surd is just not letting that miracle happen, and he's still trying to make the most of their 9-0 and continue that back-to-back, which, when we talked about their back-to-back create, it could either benefit them or hurt them. But for now, they're just kind of really struggling to get it back because of the cheese. Kuro has so much clean to send Surd up, and that might... Oh.
I'm not sure that was a good down. Well, it works. It works.
Well, it worked. Oh, but the T-spin 0. Very good prophecy by Surd. Kuro.
Oh no!
Oh, but Kuro! Oh no, the misdrops. But they can fix it. They can fix it.
IV's just in time.
Kuro got so lucky with the bag. If it weren't for that, that would have costed them the game, or at least the round. And now Surd is just still trying to kill Kuro. Even with that 14 spike, but it's not enough to suffice it. But Kuro's just greeting. He's just greeting. Not exactly the perfect idea for that situation when you're about 17 blocks high. Spin by Kuro.
Oh, it looks like they're going to try to keep back-to-back. That is a perfect conversion for the kill.
Yeah, and Surd really wanted that T-spin bad, but unfortunately, their board just wasn't exactly flat enough to help them. TSS TKI, I don't think Surd intended that.
Very funky.
Oh my god, Kuro's
Oh
just having
my
the
god.
time of their lives. The speed at which they're going is just... Oh my god, I don't know if this is Western like influence, but I can definitely sense it. Uh-oh. Yeah, you know, I wasn't wrong about that Western influence when I just see a misdrop from Kuro.
Wessel, on the Wessel scale, Kuro is scoring high right now.
And Sir is just continuously getting back that lead. Not too exactly uncomfortable with this sort of thing, but Kuro's just LSTing for the life of them. And they're just having fun. They're just having fun with what they have.
Oh, the misdropped
Ooh,
conversion.
yeah, it
Ouch.
doesn't go for the quad. That hurts. That genuinely hurts as someone who does a lot of LST. And Surd is playing a bit slow, but cautionary. But even when you're cautionary, you just tend to be
Oh,
too patient. Especially against a Strider and... wrong piece for the wrong time. Surd gets tied once again. And that's a 7th tie in the game. Oh god.
oh my
I
god.
don't want to keep... I don't want to keep count, dude.
Counting, real.
Ooh, Kuro got really lucky with the
Oh.
garbage RNG, and that's going to kill Surd.
At the end of the set here, every point counts.
Kuro doesn't get the PC, unfortunately, but they managed to convert it into a 5-4. Surd.
Oh my
Oh, very
god.
good conversion by Surd, and that's going to send so much to Kuro, but Kuro's not even dead yet. So now Kuro needs to dig themselves back to flatness. Just as soon as I say that, they do. And now Surd on a back-to-back chain of 15 breaks it
Oh
at 0, but that doesn't
my
matter.
god. Honestly, it was kind of funny seeing Kuro wait to cancel for a moment there.
Very uncharacteristic of him. Or of them, I apologize. But like I said, I'm not sure if that really matters to someone like Kuro, who just wants to play for, play for speed, and Surd is trying to
Oh, that team is drop.
deny that kind of pacing. Uh-oh. Surd.
You need 180 for that. I don't even know if that's possible.
I don't know. But that's gonna be a match point situation for Kuro. They're gonna need to take one more game to secure the set. Both of them. Oh my god, Sir not going for the SDC spin while Kuro just gets away with it scot-free, and...
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Sir barely holding onto the ropes and just living with a second chance on their belt. Now Kuro needs to... Now Kuro themselves, they're gonna need to live before they get
The S
into a
piece kills
tiebreaker.
them, basically. That placement. Oh my
Folks,
god.
this is gonna be our first tiebreaker match of the tournament. Kuro versus Surd. All that really matters is the fundamentals of which both of these players can just take the best they can, and Kuro seems to be...
Oh no.
Oh my god, Kuro!
Not like this.
Kuro, please!
No.
Oh, I think that's gonna be it.
I can't watch.
That's gonna be it. A series of unfortunate misdrops cost Kuro the tournament, and Surd taking the set.
No. What a horrible way to go out.
Oh, what an unfortunate end to the Strider themselves, just falling against Surd. That was, but all that matters is that Kuro had fun, and that's all that matters.
He loves fun. At Azura Horizons.
Can't you believe Surd being the bottom seed of the tournament took against Kuro despite it being pretty close? And I do wonder who else is going to be, like who's going to be fighting Surd into the losers round 2, because it could either be Corpy or it could be, flying diarrhea. Because I've seen flying diarrhea play, and despite getting upset against batches, it definitely seems like they're gonna take it pretty strong against Corpy. Which, if I remember, Corpy is a very, very patient player.
Very.
So, I do wonder in this kind of matchup, which I could have sworn I've seen before, correct me if I'm wrong, but all I know is that Corpy is very patient, and Flying Diarrhea, being a top 10 player, is gonna sweep the floor. And also, it definitely seems like Corpy is it or its. I just want to make sure I got that pronoun right. You know, I'm trying to be a credible commentator here.
Top-headed losers. Oh, we.
Oh yes, Corpy, you are facing against Flying Diarrhea, the top 10 Tetra League player, or
Well,
top 10 Tetria player in the world.
losers
So,
round one.
oh god, Corpy is. I'm gonna feel bad for Corpy, especially going up against someone that, with those kinds of stats, that's one to be feared for.
Yeah, I mean, I've been swept by him in TL recently. Like, I tried my best, like, scary.
And it's really funny to say because Flying Diarrhea is more so, I guess, more of a newcomer than anything, or like, I wouldn't say a newcomer, but more so like one of the later players into the game's lifespan. So you could definitely see that up and common dominance with that sort of thing. And Flying Diarrhea spent about 400 hours on this. And Corpy, of course, having tons more experience, but it's gonna feel a bit difficult. So Corpy's gonna need to really play a bit carefully against someone like Diarrhea. So definitely looks like we're gonna get it out of the way because there was gonna be no warm up, and both of them are just gonna get it over with. So, Corpy versus Flying Diarrhea. A top 50 versus a top 10. That comes to show that this kind of level is pretty drastic.
Pretty drastic.
Yeah, judging by that first round, it doesn't seem like Corpy is going to have a good time here, but definitely seems like there's going to be a bit of effort there in Flying Diarrhea. I think that might be Dot Cannon that I saw. Or Westel Special, as I like to call it.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a bounce back by Corpy. Flying Diarrhea has...
Oh, barely gets out. That's an eye dependency.
But that's not gonna matter. Corpy gonna tie it. Gonna get the first tie of the match. And I think that might be because of that patience play that I called. Also, I was incorrect. That's not Thought Cannon, that's MS2. More specifically, one of the variants of MS2. I thought that was Thought Cannon for a second. I get those mixed up though. I remember having a lot of people say that it's like either this or either that, and you know. I mean, that opener is confusing anyways. It just feels the same to me. Corpy. I'm gonna get back to Corpy, but it definitely seems like they have a very solid back-to-back chain. Unfortunately breaking it though, but that's some very solid damage against Flying Diarrhea, despite having a very solid 9-0.
Oh, Flying Diarrhea building up a back-to-back here. Corpy can barely live.
They're gonna need to... Oh no!
The ZB's kills.
Oh my god, they had a pretty good idea, but not the right execution. Corpy tops out at the most unfortunate moment. Is that a missed PC from Corpy?
What?
That was a missed PC by Corpy. I saw it and I was like, you better clear that. You better clear that, but chooses not to go for it. That is kind of unfortunate.
Oh,
What is this opener? Flying Diarrhea is very solid cut.
the counter
Gonna give,
spike.
gonna give some pretty decent damage to Corpy, but Corpy has a bit more ammunition than you think. Garbage is its fuel after all. And Flying Diarrhea is struggling on the ropes, but they just can't hold on for much longer.
The forced eye waste. So close, yet so far.
Keep in mind, both of these players are really solid and consistent. It's just more so human error that really tends to screw them over at the worst moments. And Flying Diarrhea is no different to that sort of thing, despite the rank tier that they're at. Either way, Corpy has so much cheese on their board, though. Gonna be completely spammed by Flying Diarrhea's minis, singles, etc., doubles, just sending annoying types of damage, which Corpy clearly doesn't want. Very good mini continuation. Multiplier spike 17. Very good by Corpy. Flying Diarrhea now has cheese sent back to them.
Corpy is digging through this cheese really nicely. Oh my god, the timing.
Yeah, very good patience from Corpy. Gonna be able to make some good use out of that timing. Gonna get the cancel by them. Gonna get started with this back-to-back chain. They're gonna really amp it up just a bit. But Flying Diarrhea, very solid setup by them, and that's going to kill Corpy.
The counter spike.
Oh, that is such a clean board for Flying Diarrhea to take good use of. Wow. Corpy is really not having it today.
It happened to all of us.
Yeah. It's a very, very scary situation. Flying Diarrhea had a bit of back-to-back momentum, but chooses to break it instead. Very good overhang in advance by Corpy. Definitely seems like they're really trying to get the best that they can use out of this board, but they're still just
oh no!
finding all sorts of problems. Oh no. Especially those misdrops. That might be because of nerves, and I mean nerves can matter either way, and Corpy is having a severe case of that, and Flying Diarrhea is getting a pretty strong lead by about 3 points. I mean, with that kind of speed, you can tell it's pretty scary.
Yeah, a singular misdrop can screw you over so much. Oh, that eyepiece one too late.
And when you're just a bit slow, you tend to really fall behind on what's coming to you. You just don't know when it's going to hit you. Oh, Flying Diarrhea is going to get that MS2 PC.
Oh my god, the skim for the survival.
Very careful play by Corpy. Gonna really get themselves back. But, oh, very good RNG garbage for Corpy. Gonna be able to open up that 9-0 and just continue that back-to-back. Gonna have to waste a couple T's, though, in order to maintain said back-to-back. Greed for it, though. Might not be ideal here, but very good hamburger. I think that might be hamburger.
Hamburger.
Flying Diarrhea. Oh, that's a very solid 6-3 for them, because that's definitely the one thing they benefit a lot of, and that's pure sprint. Even with the level of efficiency that they have, having a 6-3 can really help for someone like Flying Diarrhea. But Corpy is just looking to adapt to that sort of thing. They want to get that STSD, but they just can't exactly find the proper use of it. Just couldn't get the overhang out. Otherwise, they're just gonna cost themselves around, and a bit of time wasted is not really ideal.
Unfortunate. Yeah. There is a point in this game where speed gap does kind of become an issue. I mean, I know it deals with it well pretty like Corpy is like really good at that just because it's so efficient. But you know,
But then again, they just really hang about and they just have a hard time thinking of what to do against this kind of situation. Because if we're against someone like Flying Diarrhea, who's just playing with master levels of efficiency and speed and just handling them all at once, it really tends to be overwhelming. But you can still make some pretty good rounds off of that, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen 100% of the time, and Corpy's going to need to make a miracle to make this comeback, which might take a bit. Flying Diarrhea with that multiplier back to back, 20, but not enough to kill Corpy.
Yeah, Flying Diarrhea does end up breaking, so Corpy can actually get out of this pretty easily now. Nice counter 4.
Ooh. Very good color clear too. Just very solid clear at that. But now all they need to do is open up that garbage well, which could lead to all sorts of damage, but Corpy finds it. With the dono too. This is some very, very solid. This is a very solid situation for Corpy. I saw them trying to take a donation though, but it seems like they choose not to. And this back-to-back pressure is very strong, but Flying Diarrhea just quickly finds a way out.
Corpy with a convert. Corpy's back-to-back, if you let it keep going, will build up pretty quickly.
That's pretty scary. Flying Diarrhea is being pressured so much, but Corpy's not getting too much damage out of it. They're still holding on to that LST. They're still trying their best.
24 sound, and then the break, and then the kill.
That's so hard for Corpy. I know back-to-back isn't everything, but
funny back-to-back 24 sound.
Alright, it definitely seems like Corpy is, after such a grueling and unfortunate match, they're still trying the best they can. And Flying Diarrhea's by 4, gonna get a back-to-back chain of their own, but the only difference is that it's just doing so much.
I think that was a miss drop from Corpy. That was livable. Oh no.
Oh my god. Definitely seems like it's gonna take a while for Corpy to come back, but knowing the state that they're in, it definitely seems like it's not gonna be likely. No matter what it does, or no matter what Corpy does, it's just not enough. And Corpy will get out of the tournament against the #1 seeded Flying Diarrhea.
Unfortunate.
Oh dear. When your back-to-back isn't enough to secure a game. I mean, we've had that really close match with Kuro and Surd, but it's been a bit since we've seen a one-sided match. We've seen it with Amber and Surd, but with Corpy and Flying Diarrhea, this is just more so a tiger against just a mere stray cat.
Meow. Oh.
Either way, definitely seems like we have Surd versus... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Oh no, it's the #1 seed versus the 6th seed. It's Diarrhea versus Surd. As I see in this Oh no.
Well, that's gonna be a loser semi.
But we aren't gonna get to that, right now. We're gonna give Flying Diarrhea some time to wait, as we're gonna get back to winners in winners semis or winners finals with Batches versus Amber. Oh boy. where have I seen this matchup before?
A lot of times. That's where.
It's the Stratosphere special, you know. You have both of these players. One plays with gimmicks, and the other plays with SDPC and just all round in gameplay. Which, keep in mind, I've seen Amber like increasingly improve over time, and it's really impressive to see.
I
And
know.
and also just having to witness Batches play against Amber Doodle once again. Honestly, it's quite a treat because anything goes in this kind of matchup. You just don't know what's gonna happen, despite the halved seed difference. So
Mm.
I genuinely wonder. I genuinely wonder who's gonna take that grand final spot.
Ooh. You want 1 month Tetrio supporter so bad. Ooh.
Oh. Oh. Alright, definitely seems like Batches has finally arrived. And we're gonna see if both of them want to warm up or not. But knowing how much they played against each other, oh, you're just taking it. Alright, we're gonna get to our warm up immediately.
Oops.
Amber versus Batches. I do need to get a drink though, so you can do solo commentating for a bit, Hugh.
Okay. We have some, you know, typical LSC style shenanigans. Shenanigasan. Botch. Amber. Not Botch. Amber with the wait for the counter spike. I mean, it's not enough to kill, but, you know, it's a thought that counts. But just waiting for this forecast into a DT cannon. Okay. Oh my god, that worked out so well. The T-spin afterwards, converting into a weird Kaidan for the kill. How did that
Oh
work?
my goodness, Batches. Plan, he says in chat.
Very planned.
That was an interesting set of events from Batches, and of course going to secure this warm-up round, and we shall commence forth into winners finals.
Real.
What
the?
Saw a bit of lag from Amber Doodle.
Jump
That's
scare.
just not gonna take that PC. A bit of lag switching and
Amber?
uh-oh. Amber? Tampering with the
Tamper too hard.
Amber, why are you TOS violating in tournament? Amber must get their microwave ass Wi-Fi back into shape. But either way, apologies if that came off as sudden. Amber's internet is not really feeling the best, but hopefully this round can make up for it.
It seems Botchess is going to be taking the point there.
Yeah. So, yeah, that definitely counts. And of course, both of these players going to get back to it. For real, we shall commence with winners finals. Batches versus Amber, the usual. And both of them have very solid, clean boards, but Amber being the most efficient. Batches' board looks very all over the place. Oh, it doesn't get the overhang though, except for that O piece though.
J-spin.
Very good cleanup by Amber Doodle. Their board looking very spike dependent, but of course they fixed it up immediately. Very good S prop, very good Z prop by Amber. Wow, Batches has so much clean though. They're gonna make pretty good usage of it, but that's gonna be a bit costly. But that 14 spike gonna put it to good use.
Oh, the perfect center well. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Botchus with a 2-point advantage, one of those points being tampering of Wi-Fi.
Mhm. Oh, very solid double T-spin by Batches. The
Oh,
floating continuation just feels solid, but is that really enough?
stick win.
Nah.
Stick win.
Stick spin to stick win. That's just the motto for Amber. And of course with the SDPC too, that's just the best kind of strength that they could have. But Batches with the PC spam gonna be halted by Amber. Ooh, not exactly a PC for Batches. Gonna have to delay a bit longer before they get back to the ground, which they so fine.
Finds the convert into the center wall though.
Oh my god, Batches was trying to look for that overhang, but just misdrops it.
No.
And they're gonna have to waste an I too, and a T, in order to accommodate for height difference. Or whip difference, I apologize.
With difference.
Alright, Batches.
Oh no.
Batches misdropping though. Oh god, and we got ourselves our first tie of the game for both of these players. One of them was because of an internet issue, the other. Uh-oh. That's a stick spin right there. Oh! They choose not to go for the T-spin, they just go for the 0 instead. That was interesting by Batches, but Amber is gonna... Oh, not gonna have to rely on that LST. Opening up that 9-0. Playing at a very, very temperable speed. Despite having a lot of clean, they could, suffer a lot of consequences here. And judging by Batches is bored, but Amber just doesn't really seem to care.
Amber is going to build up the 7-2. This has a decentish probability of converting, but they're not going to go for it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's fine.
A bit. Yeah, but they managed to fix themselves together. That would have gone either way. Knowing Batches, that could have gone completely worse. But Amber with the mech, though.
Real?
It's gonna make some pretty good usage out of it. And, oh, that board looks so good for Amber, and Batches doesn't have anything to counter it.
No survival. Sad.
Yeah, there was no way that they were gonna live that. Just the slight pause just gave them few seconds to live. Uh-oh.
Logging.
I think that I wasn't intentional. And Amber's gonna make some very good usage out of this 6-3.
Really nice. The capitalization. Just like Tetria's Hunden font.
Okay. I don't know why Batches decided to choose for not making an LST, but it's a very interesting decision. And Amber, oh, that's a very good center well for Amber. It's gonna be so much damage, especially with the Kaiden. I really like Amber's continuations. Both Batches and Amber both have really solid continuations, but is that a Finn?
Finn single.
Okay, very interesting Finn by Batches. And Amber is...
Oh no, the
still going with that LST.
TPs.
Definitely seems like Amber's consistency is really outmatching Batches by a landslide, especially with that 3-point difference. We've seen Batches upset against one of the top 10 players in the #1 seed of the tournament, but dealing against Amber seems to be a lot more challenging than it needs to be. I kind of wonder why.
Maybe because Amber just might be a little bit more consistent, you know?
And that's what I mean. It's about the consistency, and Amber's just they're just utilizing that perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Even when human error can be caused in any other way, it definitely seems like Amber knows how to handle such mistakes and learns to fix them into, better solutions. And Batches, I've already mentioned this like so many times, but Batches is quite the unpredictable player, so you don't know what they're gonna do. They're either going to top you out with any kind of means necessary, or they're just gonna go with something utterly ridiculous in game that you normally never see in tournament. Not even in Tetra League. But definitely seems like Batches is just really starting to take themselves seriously a bit here. And Amber gonna put on so much pressure. It's survival by Batches!
The hold switch right as the garbage came in. That was clutch.
Yeah, that was really scary. Oh, but Batches. Oh, very good use. Very good continuation for them. All he needs to do is keep up the pressure. But Amber has a very strong spike here with this fractal. Gonna take 21, but it's not gonna kill Batches, but that will! The spike afterwards. Wow.
Multiply.
Good thing I'm indestructible, Batches says, before they just witness the second spike in a row from Mr. Stick Spin, Mr. SDPC, Mr. Constantly 6-3 and back-to-back Amber Doodle over here. Very good continuation by Amber. Batches has a very good count to 4 to follow up with it. But oh my god, Amber!
No eyepiece!
Oh my god, doesn't have the eyepiece to fix themselves! Now Batches has about half the points of Amber Doodle, but they're still gonna try to get themselves to a tie situation. But it's gonna take a lot of effort for that to happen.
Yeah. It's definitely possible though. Like, Botch is definitely taking this more defensively. And it does work out when, like, nothing too crazy happens. You know?
Exactly. But when you see someone like Amber, who's just constantly playing efficiently and just doing so much to harass Batches with all of this garbage, it's gonna be definitely
oh my god.
more difficult. Oh.
The TSD cut fin. What a setup.
Oh, but Batches with a very goofy T setup chooses not to go for the overhang in favor of making everything clean. Oh, the
TSS canceled. That wasn't greed. That was good survival.
Oh my god, the split-second decision-making for Batches.
Oh no.
Get themselves back with the misdrop afterwards. I'm pretty sure your point just about survival is just not gonna work for Batches. Oh god, Amber is just having so much fun with this lead. Just playing so consistently, playing so efficiently, and Batches is just going all over the place. Very solid LS2 by Amber. Well, very good floating too afterwards. Now Batches gonna need to clean themselves together. Oh, very good continuation and down stack by Batches. Oh, but the misdrop on the L for Amber, that's gonna be very, very unfortunate for Amber.
Oh no. Really nice sequence from Batches though.
I don't know if I saw a missed PC or not from Amber. Not Amber, Batches.
They both basically did the same thing. Batches was just slower.
Fair enough. Definitely seems like Batches can work more with this garbage compared to Amber, who's just completely power stacking all the way up to the top and just making so much damage. But that's just already enough clean for Batches to send back, so who knows if that could be a really good idea or not. If that's not gonna fill in the holes, Batches.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Amber with the dono afterwards and the down stack to follow up, gonna be able to do some solid cheesing to Batches' board, and oh my god, the J to fix the J misdrop. All they need to do is just get to that well as soon as possible, otherwise it's gonna be very, very bad for Batches. The CSD by Amber gonna need to chooses to go for the TSS instead, probably to keep things flat and simple.
That is a pretty hefty back-to-back build-up, though.
Yeah, but the mistrust from Batches, that's already signs of bad things to come, and it just came and went.
No. What an unfortunate time to miss drop.
Like that. Like we're having the batches right now, but it seems like Amber's having a severe case of that too, but it's not really hindering either or.
The miss droppies.
Oh, very solid 6-3 for Batches. Gonna take notes from Amber when it comes to efficiency, but not nearly to the same level of execution that Amber showed in this match. It's not really hurting Batches more so as it's slowly hurting him, but then again, you don't really feel pain as someone who's dealt with all sorts of garbage before. It's not really the first time that Batches has to deal with that sort of matchup.
Mm.
Oh my god, the Dono gonna be able to cover up the well, but Amber is gonna make a TSS to fix that up.
Amber's kind of in a rough position here.
Yeah, but the oh no,
Oh.
Batches, the team misdrop. I don't think they were intending to do that.
Amber
So
did the team miss drop too. The GST conversion though.
Yeah, that's very solid for them, and Batches has a bit of a back-to-back chain there. Oh, but goes for the T-spin single, not just a spin, just a normal single by itself for Batches. But Amber has so much garbage. They just need to get to that well as soon as possible, and they get it. But now Batches is slowly ramping up damage with these T-spin finds, and what is this? I thought it was gonna be something cool. I'm disappointed.
Rip.
Batches is really struggling a lot with this, but they're still holding on the best they can. They're not gonna get that DPC up, unfortunately, because of Amber's garbage spam. Gonna waste some T a bit, but oh my god, barely makes it out alive, even with that 15 multiplier spike. That's gonna
Amber's the
them.
perfect conversion.
Oh no, the Z misdrop from Batches. It's gonna be match point for Amber. Oh my god, Batches is making all these nerve-wracking mistakes, just not according to plan, but go anyway, and Amber is just trying to not let Batches take this win in their own hands. Amber fixing up that 8-1 stack, or 1-8, I'm not too sure, but definitely seems like Batches is playing it low and safe at the time being, but oh my god, Batches, what are you doing? What is that TSS? I don't think that was the right idea to put it, but it definitely seems like they're back to safety. Amber, they're gonna need that count to 5 in order to make that T-spin quad happen, but just being a bit slow about it.
Amber does end up having to deal with a bit of cheese and tang.
Yeah. Batches not going for another T-spin, though. Very good fix by Batches, but not with that T, though. That's going to fill in a hole, and that's going to be a while to fix it. That would have been so greedy for Batches.
Iceman? Real?
Does get the Iceman, though, and that's going to add up a bit more to Amber, but Amber has a way out. Getting that T-spin out, not exactly greedy, but more so just a desperate attempt to live and do damage back to Batches, and that's going to almost be it. Almost. Oh, that's so greedy, though. Very good survival by Batches.
Oh
and a
my
dono
god.
afterwards. Oh no, this could go any other way for both of these
Oh
players.
my
Amber,
god.
very good multiplier spike for Amber, but Amber's not really doing enough to kill Batches in this time of day. They're just trying everything they can to send Batches up to the top and secure the set, but it seems like they're on opposing end of the spectrum. And Batches, having about half the amount of points as Amber once again, they need 6 more rounds to make this miracle of a comeback, which doesn't seem too unlikely, but it's going to take a bit of effort to make it happen.
Oh, third PC? Jigsaw Force?
Batches?
I mean, it works.
Amber has this 7-2 to work with. They're just trying to play with as much clean as they could, and Batch is playing so low on the board that it's just quite impossible to deal with unless you have enough damage to ramp up. And Amber is just doing everything they can try, and they're just so high on the board. They're just gonna have to try to find desperate measures. And Batches, that might be the end for Batches, but not yet. Not yet. Very good color clear.
So close to a piece.
Amber. And Amber, very solid recovery. Gonna set up a T-spin in advance too. They have this floating to work with. Oh, but they're a bit slow on it though, so that's gonna be a lot of time wasted.
Oh no.
And that's what happens.
Where's your momentum, Amber?
And nerves on Amber. They have one more point to take it, but Batches is just slowly creeping up more and more, and Amber misdropping that SDPC. They're gonna have to convert it into freestyle.
Oh, mini TSS.
But the misdrop, oh my god, that's almost it. Batches is still living though. That's a very generous overhang for Batches. They're gonna need to find another one. They're not gonna get the back-to-back continuation though. Oh, just barely making out alive with all that garbage. Not exactly greedy too, but Amber, what is going on? You could definitely tell the nerves are kicking in. They want that grand final spot, but they just don't know how to deal with it and just end it so fast. And Amber's nerves are really starting to get the worst of them. But Batches can just send all that stuff back because that's just what really fuels him to win. If you send all that damage to him, he's gonna send
oh, Batches. It doesn't matter!
But it doesn't matter, and Amber misdrops so much more. Batches has 3 more points to take back the set and just secure that grand final spot, but it could go any way. With the level that these players are going.
Oh god, that's an SDPC if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, but that's not really gonna hurt Batches. More so, it's just gonna give him a way to dig down and just not feel affected at all. And especially with the T-spin overhangs, they're just gonna make so much more out of it than Amber could.
Oh, Batches.
I think that might be it. That might be it. But the cut copy is so greedy though. It's so greedy.
It's working out for Batches.
But they get out perfectly. They need to get to that well to get back to safety, and they find it. Batches needs to do so much more to hide and get to put the overhang on the other side. Batches gonna build up that J overhang, that parapet. Amber having to deal with a very slow 9-0 in comparison to Batches' 3.2 freestyle. The patience for both of these players, you can tell that they just want to get this down and over with.
They're both playing defensively.
Yeah, because they don't know they don't know what kills or what doesn't. They don't know what kind of pressure they want, and one of them has to make an immense amount of misdrops.
Oh, the eye misdrop!
Oh my god, Batches! Oh, that's gonna be it.
That's not it though.
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, that is it.
That's it. Oh.
Misdrop into no survival.
And that's what I mean about that misdrop comment. One of them could pile onto another, and it could go for any of the players involved. And Batches, unfortunately, succumbing to losers bracketitis against Amber, who is going to secure the grand final spot of Stratosphere 68. Holy moly!
Oh my god.
That set was ridiculous. It's not as impactful as the Flying Diarrhea upset, but man oh man, was that a really grueling round for Amber. And now Flying Diarrhea is going to fight against Sard in loser semis. I don't think that was loser semis. It's losers round 2, not semis. I apologize.
No, this is loser semi.
Oh, I can't read the bracket.
It's only a 6-player bracket.
Guess that makes sense to me. Surd and Flying Diarrhea. I guess it's a battle of consistency. There's not really much to say about both of these players.
Mm.
But all I'll say is that Flying Diarrhea has a speed advantage and far more efficiency than Surd, so Surd is going to have to... Oh, God. And look at the seed difference, too. And you said this is a 6-player bracket.
Yeah.
I feel like this is not the first time that I've seen such a thing. So, either of these players, I don't know if this is going to be one-sided or just purely close just by sudden instinct. But with the way things are going for Flying Diarrhea in this bracket, starting from losers round 1, I can sense a very strong comeback here and after that match.
Real. If he does win this, it would be a rematch against Botchas.
Oh, absolutely. And seeing Batches being very nervous before the match against Amber, you can definitely tell that it's going to start to get to them pretty bad. Flying Diarrhea with the PC, but Surd manages to make it out alive with that 13 spike, too.
Oh my
And the
god.
down stack, too. It's a very good find by Surd. And Flying Diarrhea. Oh, that's a very good board for them.
The
Not
skim.
back to back, but the skim will make up for that consistency.
Oh, so close to PC.
Yeah, but a very good floating too. I think that was an STMB.
Oh.
Flying Diarrhea being pretty high on the board, and the Elmis drop, but they fixed it immediately, so that was a very good fix by them. And Surd. Oh my god, Surd. Gonna kickstart that LST. I don't think that was an LST, that was more so just general T-spin vision.
Ooh, that was a very solid
Uh-oh.
6-3. The force. I mean, Sir's fine. This will end well, right?
Hopefully.
Right?
Okay. You had to say something. You had to say something. You had to.
It's the warm-up. I cannot be held accountable.
I'll wave you off as a warning. Either way, Flying Diarrhea expectedly takes the warm-up, but I didn't expect it to last longer than I thought it would be. Probably because of Surd's more comparable defense game, but Flying Diarrhea just tends to really adapt to that sort of playstyle. MS2 against TKI, not going to get the PC off, unfortunately.
Flying Diarrhea with a pretty fast LSC coming in, though I think that might be a mishold.
I mean, with the speed at which they were going, or at least the speed at which they stopped, just you could really tell. But the counter spike is really going to be very strong for Surd. I think that J-Tuck might be for for Dono, but that's going to kill Flying Diarrhea before he can manage to pull it off. I really like Surd's back-to-back chaining, and especially against Flying Diarrhea, who has to deal with a lot of clean that's going to really hurt them, especially if they're doing MS2, but they're going to have to play just a bit faster to get themselves back down like that.
Oh, the
Just
perfect
exactly
conversion. Force TSS into another one. Who needs a clean board state? But Surd is lit. Oh, never
no,
mind.
The misdrop. No, they're fine. They had another
Real.
get themselves back, but Surd just lives immediately. This is some very solid survival for Surd, and Flying Diarrhea cheesed up their board so bad that might be very consequential, but
The force.
They're digging down the best they can. The extra T overhang, not going to be, ideal, but still very situational in this kind of case.
Oh, center forward wide. 6 residue.
Oh, yeah, that's some very solid cheesing for Flying Diarrhea. That's going to be so much for Surd to handle, and there's not even a quad to dig for. Yeah, Flying Diarrhea got really, really lucky with that 4 wide.
No multiplier needed.
It's just pure solid cheese, and that's the one thing that Flying Diarrhea can really use in times like these. Very good fractal for Surd. Gonna continue that overhang at top of a lot of garbage.
Oh, Flying Diarrhea had to waste
Clear.
both eye pieces after that eye miss drop.
Oh no, that is the worst case scenario for Flying, and of course they're gonna be led by Surd, the number 6 seed, but it's not really a drastic outcome. And both these players are doing MS2.
Ditto.
Unfortunately, Surd is not going to get their own PC afterwards, and Flying Diarrhea going to have to really stick to that mid-game pressure, which, of course, Surd is not exactly too terrible at holding, and Flying Diarrhea is just learning to adapt to that sort of thing.
Oh, Flying Diarrhea with the perfect T-spins.
Oh, that is beautiful for Flying Diarrhea.
Rip eyepiece for Surd.
Very interesting SDPC continuation for Surd. While Flying Diarrhea just goes for SDPC spin. But they're still making good use of that back-to-back.
Oh my god.
Pretty scary. Yeah, you can't do much about it. You really can't.
It just becomes overwhelming at a certain point.
That's what's scary about Flying Diarrhea. You see both of these players utilize back-to-back chaining so well, and when either player does it, it's terrifying. Oh, the misdrops for Flying Diarrhea, but they're going to quickly fix it up. Not going to get that quad, though. They just rather play for the safety part of their game plan. What is this greedy fractal, Surd? It's not going to really send T-spins as much as it's going to send skims. Oh, going to have to waste the eye, though. In favor of a T-spin, that's also greedy, too. There's so much greed for Surd.
Me when I only have T-spin vision. It works out for Surd, though.
Yeah, because they just have a lot to work with, and Flying Diarrhea tends to rely more on the cleanliness of everything. And uh-oh! Yeah, that's not good for Surd.
I mean, that could have been eye spun, so it might have been a miss hole, which just makes it even more unfortunate.
You really can't win with that sort of thing, and that's a pain that every Tetria player deals with every day, honestly. TSS gonna have to delay the TSD, but Surd is still living. Flying Diarrhea has a bit more effort to chew.
Oh, the T piece! You need that T.
Oh, gonna have to waste the eyes too. That's the same mistake Flying Diarrhea had earlier. That is exactly what you don't want if you want to live, and that's waste eyepieces. In case if it's really dire, but even then, Surd just didn't have enough to recover.
Yeah.
MS2 from Flying Diarrhea, very solid quad afterwards.
That is a lot of cheese on Surd's side.
Yeah, Surd is not gonna. Oh, but the funnel too with the eyepiece, just completely vertical.
I don't think it would have mattered either way.
Yeah, Surd is not gonna keep up with the momentum that Flying Diarrhea just pounds upon the scene. Oh, very good patience, but Surd is not going to really secure this set anyways. It's going to take a bit more than just a simple MS2 PC to make it work. Or I think that was MS2, or it might have been a normal PC. I really didn't see much of it. We got 6-3 for Flying Diarrhea, going to have to break it.
It has a clean board though. Both players with the 9-0. Crazy.
Oh, and the SDSD continuation for Surd. And got lucky with the garbage RNG. That's going to be so much damage sent to Flying Diarrhea, but that's not going to really kill. Unless they can put in so much pressure that it would just be utterly overwhelming for Flying Diarrhea, but they're going back
this
to it.
Is so greedy.
Yeah,
Wait.
and it works so well against Surd because the misdrop is just enough to really secure it.
Really nice.
Start going for that MS2. Oh, but the misdrop though, gonna make a slight hole in their board. Gonna have to make a quad instead. I thought they were gonna go for an Imperial Cross for a second.
Real.
Flying Diarrhea's board looks so versatile though. But they're gonna need to fix that height difference though. Which Flying Diarrhea so finds right now.
The 6-3 convert to 8-1.
Oh,
It convert to 9. For the
FSD
fact.
from Surd. Oh, that was unlucky. They had the idea, but they're so greedy about it that they just risked their board in favor of just D-spin damage.
Mm.
It's really a lose-lose situation for Surd no matter what, but they're still holding on for what they can. Oh, that eye-funneling from Surd. That eye-funneling from Surd,
the
that's not gonna work!
tease. One too late. The thing is with T-spins, more often than not, it is a T dependency. Make sure your T-spins come.
Which we've seen a lot of.
Yeah.
Flying Diarrhea is playing so fast, though.
Oh my god.
Because their board is so clean that they just have a lot of speed to work with. And with the STST, too, this is something that Surd wishes that they could get off consistently. And freely. But it only takes this much effort to make it happen, and Surd is still trying their best to hold it.
Yeah. Aw, missed Finn.
But pretty good cut by Flying, and that's going to be match point for Flying Diarrhea. Surd very far behind in points, and it's going to be just so difficult for them to take it back.
They're both open remaining. Welcome to Tatrio.
And Surd gonna take that L, unfortunately. 11-2, Flying Diarrhea gets to rematch against Batches in the losers bracket.
Yo, rematch times.
Whereas Surd takes a 4th place finish in Stratosphere 68. Oh boy. We're doing this again, are we?
Yep.
You know, I was expecting Flying Diarrhea to get, like, you know, eliminated pretty early. But it definitely seems like they're getting that redemption arc out of the way. And especially against Batches, which is basically a tug of war for 3rd place. Or more so on the winner's side, a tug of war for a grand final spot on the loser's side. So, despite the seed difference, and despite Batches having so much nerves on the line, I could definitely see this be a total, total roadblock. You know, Batches tends to say he's on a road to H-Rank. He's got a roadblock in front of him, and that's Flying Diarrhea, top 10 in the world.
Apparently, the road to H rank goes over the road to every other rank. Amazing warm-up bot chest, truly.
And the Among Us opener, but Flying Diarrhea ain't having it. Oh, he was Among Us stacking. Oh. Typical Batches. Typical.
Truly an amazing warm-up.
I mean, both of them played before. both of them played before. They know what they're up. So, either way, rematch. Flying Diarrhea versus Batches. This can go any other way. What is this?
Batches
What is this
Impros?
What is this in-cross opener from Batches? Against the top 10 best player in the world? And yet nothing's phased about it. Flying Diarrhea, of course, gonna take that T-spin 0.
Finds the 9-0 convert into the center wall. Batches not looking too hot, but he does manage to go down from here. What is Flying Diarrhea's board?
I have no idea. Either Batches put some sort of kryptonite against Flying Diarrhea to make them more mistakes than ever? I don't know. I don't know what the formula is in this kind of matchup, but either way, Batches has a very goofy, but still... You know, when I mention something goofy happens, you know? Like, that's just a double entendre or something, or whatever I'm saying. I don't know, but Batches is looking pretty high. Gonna open up that garbage well. Oh, get that T! Oh, very good recovery by Batches, barely making it out alive. We saw a down stack by Flying Diarrhea. Kickstart that back-to-back chain. Gonna have to waste the T, unfortunately. Batches has a couple skims. Gonna waste the I, though, but gonna get up one afterwards. Yep. Looking pretty good for his bag, but now they only need to fix themselves up, too, but... Oh my god, Flying Diarrhea has so much clean, though. And the color clear, too.
Batches is defending pretty well. Neither player making any sort of significant kill shot just yet. Oh, now...
Uh-oh. It's okay, they can fix this,
It is doable, it's doable.
And Flying Diarrhea... Oh my god, looks like they were trying to go for a cut copy, though. But they choose to rely on skimming more so than getting actual spins involved. And it's already 2 minutes in. I didn't know this was the first round already.
Flying Diarrhea?
Very solid spike. Very solid spike by Batches, but then again, it's not really enough to secure, and Flying Diarrhea has more clean than ever. Very good S-prop by Batches.
Ooh, Batches has a really nice 7-2 going. This can get out of hand pretty fast, but Flying Diarrhea forces a break here.
Yeah, exactly like that. At 2 minutes, 42 seconds, Flying Diarrhea takes the first round. Oof, man. Oh my god, Flying Diarrhea gets the DPC faster, but the misdrop on the
right as the counter spike happens. Oh.
Oh no! Oh, that hurts. That really hurts to see. Even top 10 players can make mistakes, fellas. Lesson learned for the folks at home.
Even top 10 players can get counter spiked after opener. I am not alone.
Are you implying that you're a top 10 player, Hugh?
I am not a top 10 player, no.
Then why did you identify yourself as a top 10 player?
No, wait, I didn't mean it like that.
But getting back to the match though, Batches has a very, very clean 6-3 to work with. As a matter of fact, he's got the floating out of the way too, and Flying Diarrhea is just having to fight with all of this garbage, and it's just very hard for them, but they're still making the best of it, especially with the color clear too. Now Batches is completely like on the ropes. Up.
Oh. The TSS for a little cancel. Batches is looking a lot better now. That is a very awkward place to put your L piece though.
That is not the right overhang to use if you're Batches. I don't see where he got that idea from. Ooh, Parapet TKI. That's very interesting. And Batches gets that 19 spike out of the way. Gonna send so much clean to Flying Diarrhea. Unfortunately, not gonna get that mech overhang. Well, Batches has a bit of funneling to deal with, and they are slowly climbing up to the top of the board. But that's
Oh,
not gonna be enough to fix
no.
themselves.
One too many lasagnas.
Flying diarrhea with the classic MS2 specialty.
Was
Oh,
that
goes
quad
for the
PC? I have no idea if MS2 is.
I don't know. I think that was a 5-row garbage overhang instead. Not overhang. Five
Garbage
block
thing.
tall. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm picking up. I have very
Flying
good TST
diarrhea?
find by flying diarrhea.
Really nice. Into a 3-6 up stack. I mean 6-3. With a 9-0 convert. Make that a 3-6 convert. Tie it on. Into most riskiest count to 4 you've ever seen. This is still not complete.
Oh, this is scary for Botches because
Flying diarrhea
flying diarrhea's
converts.
back-to-back is scary. It's so greedy for Batches. I don't know if that was the right idea, but it seems to be working out for them. But they're so high on the board, being filled with clean on a 24 back-to-back from flying diarrhea.
Delicious
Probably
sound.
the first that we've seen, or probably one of many. Oh, see, this is what I mean by back-to-back pressure being very scary.
Tetria's
It
back to
is.
back. Yeah.
It is terrifying to deal with. Flying diarrhea, not gonna get the PC off. With Batches having a very, very clunky board, not gonna get a second eyepiece out of it. It's just that comeback potential that Flying Diarrhea ever so wanted compared to the last match they had against Batches.
Palm tree.
Palm tree opener for Batches.
Classic.
Don't. Okay, I was gonna say. That was a...
Oh no, the misdrop TST! It's okay.
Batches? Okay, he fixed himself, I was gonna say. Definitely looks like both of these players are really starting to figure out what is the best solution to this. The best kind of endgame scenario. And that looks like Flying Diarrhea is going to resort to... Oh, it's going to resort to back-to-back pressure again, but the misdrop on that L going to fill in an L-shaped hole. Not the best kind of hole you want. Oh, but Batches has some very solid back-to-back finding. I wouldn't say back-to-back finding, but more so just clean, efficient downstacking.
Rip Neo!
Oh, no.
So sad. Most players are finally down and ready to start building up some stuff, I hope. Nice C-spin, Flying Diarrhea. Nice skim through the C-spin, Flying Diarrhea.
Very good Kaiden too, and the count to 4. That's going to be some insane pressure for Flying Diarrhea, but that just has the... Oh, okay, so very good M-cross from Batches, but it's not going to really continue back-to-back, more so just going to make a few other holes on their board.
Flying Diarrhea building up 6-3 now.
Oh no! Oh no, that eye! Oh, that eyepiece is so
tragic. Flying Diarrhea with a pretty significant lead and the momentum right now. Looking for that revengeance, I suppose.
Oh, that 17 spike from Flying Diarrhea gonna send so much to Batches, but they could send it all the way back, but Flying Diarrhea has much more clean than he needs to be, especially with that cut copy gonna do just a bit more damage to them.
Bacha.
What is that dono? I don't think I would ever see that in any of my matches, though. Very good hamburger from Flying Diarrhea.
Into the convert with the 9-0. Make that a 7-2.
Oh, and that 7-2 is going to really work out well for Flying Diarrhea. It really is.
Just 4 more needed for a W.
Oh, that PC pressure from Batches not
Rip.
going to really do much in their favor, but that's going to break, unfortunately, with that one annoying line of garbage.
Oh no, Vodchess. The
Oh,
freaking
no.
spin in order to get out of that. That goes so crazy. Vodchess is still alive. What a sequence.
This is such a tight situation. Why are they calling for T-spins like that? How did they get a multiplier spike out of that? Even to this day, I don't understand how this guy processes the game. He just plays his own games.
Welcome to botchess.io.
11 back-to-back, the 12, the 13, the 14, the 15, 16.
And 5 diarrheas.
17.
Oh,
They're getting scarily high. That's gonna break back-to-back though. But blind diarrhea is just left intact. I don't think all that damage really did much to hurt him. Oh, that's so greedy.
No IPs for Botchess. So close yet so far. Oh my god. Botchess with the double Z prof question mark. Oh no. It's not gonna work out for him. Oh, here comes the center forward. Unfortunately, we're gonna have a certified firestorm moments, and that is match point for flying diarrhea. Okay, now flying diarrhea is center fort whiting. What is this? It spreads. Botchess's board is in shambles. I think he's kind of given up at this point. Botchess is still alive somehow. Back to a more neutralish board state. Oh, Botchess mid-game center 4 wide for the win. Real. Flying diarrheas cannot into 4 wide. So sad. Not just with a cut copy, a bit of an upstack going on. Flying diarrhea just waits and fires right back. Oh, the spike. Botchess taking the momentum. Real. Oh. Oh my god. Spin. Okay, now flying diarrhea is center whiting. They've corrupted each other. Really nice DS from Botchas. Is it gonna be enough though? Looks like it. Oh my god, the force from Botchas, and it just works out. Into the C-spin, really nice find. Flying Diarrhea on his way down. Into a 6-3. Proceed to observe as he goes 20% faster now. Oh, perfect convert for Flying Diarrhea. Botch's board is looking pretty funky. Fixes it though. That's gonna be enough. Flying Diarrhea agrees.
I've returned finally, and oh, flying diarrhea is 1 point away.
Yeah, the
Oh
item
boy.
is true. Also,
Oh, flying
yeah,
diarrhea.
Botchas has won the last 3 points while Flying
Oh my
Diarrhea is
god,
sitting on match point.
that's just going for a Finn in losers finals. I'm not sure why he chose to. I'm not sure why he chose to do that.
Optimal.
I guess. I mean, everything is optimal to Batches if you're in his world. Ooh, transitioning that Kaiden to make it fill the holes, and Batches is not having a lot of luck with this board right now. Gonna have to waste a T a bit. Waste another one. It's gonna be a bit hard to deal with, even if you're Batches, but the misdrop on the ZP still gonna transition as an overhang. Very good fix by Batches.
And Botchas now unfortunately has to break due to a bit of a misdraw, but it's okay.
Yeah. Fine Diarrhea has so much clean though. That's gonna send it all the way back to Batches with a very cheesy board too. So I
Multiplier!
yeah, that's gonna be it for Batches. Flying Diarrhea taking the comeback against Batches and winners. Finally getting that grand final spot. And they're finally gonna face against Amberdoodle in Grands of Stratosphere 68.
Woo, Grands.
Finally, it's come to this. Number 1 versus number 2 seed. Finally, the closest of closest that we're gonna get.
Like very close, you know?
I mean, so much so that we might as well just, get a bracket reset when we do so.
I mean, it is very possible Flying Diarrhea can keep your momentum going.
Oh, yeah. They just managed to avoid 3rd place for that.
Not 3rd place.
Well, Flying Diarrhea is not in 3rd place. No, it's Batches.
Real... Yeah, I can count. I mean... 2nd is the best, you know? And 3rd's the one with a hairy chest. I think that's how it goes.
I think so.
Okay, that's Amber.
Are you gonna set the ping?
I'm a bit all over the place, but both our players are here. Oh yeah, the grand finals ping. Alright. Stream updates. OMG Grands, come watch meow and Amber. I can versus like. Why do I have to spell this out? Looks like we are having warm up.
The warm-up match of Grand Finals: Amber versus Flying Diarrhea, number 1 versus number 2 seeded in the tournament. And Amber, specialty with the SDPC. Same with Flying Diarrhea. Both of them not going for the PC. Seems like it.
Rip PC.
Oh, very good SCNB by Flying Diarrhea. Gonna transition that with a very solid down stack.
Amber's still very clean though, with back-to-back and a convert.
Oh, it's a very solid back-to-back continuation for Amber, and that's gonna be decent enough damage to Flying Diarrhea, but the misdrops, they thought
No.
be over.
Amber.
But they managed to slowly but surely recover from this. With a very good down stack for Amber. Gonna get to that garbage well. I said gonna get to that garbage well, thank you.
Oh no.
Oh, but the misdrop. Oh my god, I am so sorry for offending Amber.
It's warm up. The comms curve. Okay.
I mean, it happens all the time, but either way, we shall commence in Grand Finals of Stratosphere 68, Amber Doodle versus Flying Diarrhea. Why not has a better name, anyways.
That's for sure.
So it's top 40 versus top 10. This is going to be quite a difference to see. Both of them are doing SDPC spin, and both of them secure it perfectly with no signs of garbage until the mid-game.
Zero pass-through environment.
The perfect utopia.
Real.
Very good down stack by Amber. Gonna get 12 out of it. Flying Diarrhea has a bit of cheese before they get to that well. It's gonna take only a bit of effort to get there. Count to 4. Not gonna get back to back just yet. And Amber has a very good T-spin setup there with the S prop. Gets the incomplete TST out of it.
Amber does unfortunately have to break though due to the circumstances. And Flying Diarrhea, meanwhile, that's a 7 times BTV.
Yes,
And converts.
That's pretty scary, but
Oh
Amber's
no.
still living. Just fighting off the pressure.
Flying Diarrhea's board. It's just the STSD. Okay.
Yeah, that's the salt to the wound right there. Just Flying Diarrhea, getting the STSD. I think I saw a quad there too. That's just already beating the dog while it's down.
Oh my god, Deep. I saw what you just chatted.
What did Deep say?
Amber, I barely know her. Crying.
Flying Diarrhea takes a 2-point lead against Amber. We might as well have a reset here. Oh, but both of them get the piece of Casper.
DBC.
But Amber's still going. Amber's still going, but they're not gonna PC anymore. Flying Diarrhea gets the parapet, but they're gonna get sent so much clean in the meantime. Same with Amber, but Amber has so much more.
Over 1 APP gaming. It's okay, Deep.
That's just the world that we live in. You know, I'm surprised no one, and I repeat, no one does like the PC version of SDPC spin. Like I'm genuinely surprised. I've done it a couple times. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of distracted by Flying Diarrhea's just clear and clean efficiency right there. That is a solid 223. Like, You'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, very solid damage, but Amber's not gonna get that PC though from that SDPC. It's just a battle of openers. Just see who has a better opener.
Welcome
Really
to
not gonna
Tetrio.
say anything correlating to something else, you know?
Oh my. Well, that was close.
Oh, Blind Diarrhea gonna make it out in the nick of time, but they're gonna need just a bit more effort to
Oh
really
no, Amber!
top Amber out.
That
Amber!
OC!
Oh god, Amber just not getting so lucky with this grand finals match.
I mean, Amber still has a true finals to work with, so doable.
SDPC spin versus pure SDPC, and Amber misdropping that L is going to be very, 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 very costly.
No.
I see Dingo's in chat.
Amber.
Someone said hi. Four PPS SDPC spin, and Amber is just having a hard time trying to deal with this kind of, with this kind of pacing.
Oh my
Go.
god.
I thought they were gonna go for the T's. Yeah.
That misdrop T.
One bad idea became another, and Amber just fumbled it. But Amber still has plenty of more chances, and even a bigger second chance to, get that grand finals win. But Flying Diarrhea's momentum and overall game plan is just so solid. It's gonna be very difficult for Amber to consistently pull off, but the damage that they're doing right now is just the exact kind of momentum that they want, but they're still trying their best to make the best of what they can do. And even then, they're just still being overwhelmed regardless of the situation. And Flying Diarrhea's 9-0 being so fast and so scary, you just really have a hard time trying to deal with this kind of playstyle, even if you're Amber.
Mm-hmm.
Amber going for that 6-3 in comparison to Flying Diarrhea's 9-0. Oh, it doesn't get the count to 8 though, so it doesn't get the double quad.
No. Amber is now doing just fine with a bit of Parmesan sprinkled on Flying Diarrhea's side.
Absolutely, and it definitely seems like Flying Diarrhea cleans it all the way off, just sifting it into pure efficiency. Flying Diarrhea, oh god, they're really starting to struggle a bit with this stack. I think that might be their downfall in this match. Yeah, it definitely seems like it. Amber takes the second point away from Flying Diarrhea.
Ironically, the T-piece came one too early for Flying Diarrhea. I saw exactly what they were thinking, and it was just in the wrong order.
Flying Diarrhea not going for that floating in favor of trying to keep things safe, but Amber's 9-0 is kind of a bit intimidating, but Amber's digging seems to work more than before, but the misdrops from Amber are gonna have a result to plan B, and that's just to live.
Oh, that pressure.
Oh. And that's the momentum that Amber wants, just slowly creeping up to Flying Diarrhea, wanting to tie it up. And that's just exactly what Amber wants. And both of them SDPCing for the life of them, and Amber's playing so fast at 5 PPS? What in the world?
Average opener.
That is so much pressure. I was not expecting the burst. Oh my god, Amber. You insane asylum patient.
Oh, the quad PC solved with the misdrop on DPC. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, we're not going to see it happen twice in a row, but Amber has the mid-game to, really get that second chance out of the way. And Flying Diarrhea has a very cheesy-looking board, probably because of Amber's slight downstacking in comparison to just sending pure clean.
Oh.
Oh, very good cut for Flying
Light
Diarrhea. That's gonna send.
plonking.
That's going to send. Very solid plonk for Flying Diarrhea. 7-4ing Amber in the meantime.
At Kato.
At Kato.
It's been over a year.
I refuse to believe it's been a year. I've not been there to witness it, but clearly it was something, alright. And I get to witness it in the Stratosphere Grand Finals. So that's kind of funny. Ooh, very solid down stack for Flying Diarrhea. Choosing not to parapet
Yoshi
instead mini it with the S prop too.
Slight ZT stacking. Almost.
The OG Ultra Strat. You know, works every time.
The real Flying Diarrhea has the momentum back. Hoping to close out this set and move on to bracket reset.
Oh boy, more Tetrio. I love it.
I love Tetrio.
And of course, yet another 6-second round for Flying Diarrhea. This is already getting things out of the way. And Amber is really struggling so hard. They had the momentum going, but it seems like they're just falling in their feet. Even with misdrops like that CP,
No.
trying to get that DPC. That's just not looking good for them. The Dono by Amber gonna set up for a very solid multiplier spike at 19. But Flying Diarrhea with the STSD gonna do solid damage as usual. As we so see from their gameplay, the STSD does such decent damage for them. But even then, it's like, would that really matter a lot?
Yeah. Both players are pretty okay right now.
Oh, good 25 spike from Amber, but they're gonna be sent so much clean back. They had the right idea, but not exactly the right time to use it.
Amber, a bit of up-stacking into down-stacking, fair enough. That's the thing you will see a lot with, like these sort of players. Like, the whole, like, forced up-stack into DS of your own garbage is definitely a thing that happens.
Yeah.
The way to
like
cancel.
What Amber's doing.
6-3.
There's solid 21, but Flying Diarrhea is still living, as we also see. It's just the 21 spikes just don't really consider themselves as a threat more than they should be. Amber with patience. Oh, but the eye misdrop, I think that's... Oh my god, that's almost gonna kill him. But transitions into a TST.
Oh,
I don't think that was...
no.
I don't think that was ideal, and Flying Diarrhea is 1 point away from resetting the bracket.
Yeah, is it gonna happen? I mean, at this rate, probably.
But Flying Diarrhea is... Oh my god, but the DPC though. Yep. That's a bracket reset right there. With a very strong opener game, it's genuinely really scary.
Scary TD opener. Scary. Okay.
Whew. Okay, so.
On to the next.
On to the last match of Stratosphere 68. Amber versus Flying Diarrhea in true finals.
Real.
We get to see who out openers who, and Flying Diarrhea kicks off with Amber's just going for pure PC spam, but gets cheesed up in the meantime. But they still went for the count to 4 anyways. But
Whoa.
is that really worth it? It actually
The survive?
Oh my god! But, you know, it's kind of surprising that he lasted longer.
Yeah.
Flying Diarrhea finds the... Oh, both of them are doing MS2, but Amber just couldn't fit his. Yeah, that's...
Ouch.
That hurts. That genuinely hurts. 288 APM. Yeah, that's opener numbers right there.
Delicious opener.
Oh, very solid PC by Flying Diarrhea, being able to counter spike with pure clean.
Oh, Amber Dude can barely live.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they're not gonna have the PC anymore. But that doesn't matter anyways because they're just floating stacking. Flying Diarrhea is just having the game of their life. Look at the rate that they're going. Like, oh my goodness, this is top 10 mentality right there.
The Amber has a bit of an upstack of their own, able to use to ward off some of Flying Diarrhea's excess pressure. Trying to reset to a better
not using
board.
the TSS to open up that quad well, unfortunately. Amber is really trying to play the best they can to counter Flying... I don't know. To counter Flying Diarrhea's playstyle completely.
Might just work. Real. Oh my god.
Oh my god, Amber barely making it out alive. And with the 20 streak. Oh, with the 20 free
The
followed up,
kill.
Amber gets the kill. That was a very solid find by them.
Ditto.
What was that mid-game PC by Flying Diarrhea? Oh no, and the garbage RNG too. That's actually genuinely really terrifying. But then again, both of these players don't really do much with it anyway, so it's kind of a stalemate between, both of these boards. But Amber is making more usage out of their board than they should.
Flying Diarrhea.
Flying Diarrhea greeting for that T-spin, but unfortunately that T just doesn't come in time, with Amber tying it up.
That 3 wide esque board state just did not work out well for him. But now moving on, he's been pretty fine against Amber right now. Will we see the reset be actually going to the resetter or the resetty?
Who knows? And I just don't know who to, I don't know who to prioritize because both of them are pretty close with that sort of thing. Alright, Flying Diarrhea. Building up that fractal. Amber with the 9-0. They have a garbage well that they can clear, which they ever so find.
To down stacking from both players. Oh my god. Flying Diarrhea's board's clean now. Amber, you're not helping by sending even more.
Oh god. And Flying Diarrhea has the back-to-back to prove that kind
This is kind of greedy. Oh, the concern.
Oh my god. Flying Diarrhea. Oh, but Amber just sent so much more, and Flying Diarrhea was just Icarusing all the way up to the board. Just far too high into the sun before burning alive.
The greed.
Very good opener game for Amber, as usual. Also gonna get another PC out, and Amber has a 4-point lead against Flying Diarrhea. This is exactly the kind of momentum that they want. And this is what I proved earlier. It's just Amber has the potential to take it back. And they're just doing it so effectively. But Flying Diarrhea must have the patience to really send it all back. And that's just the one way to counter PC, and that's entirely Amber's playstyle.
Yeah, we're managing to cancel most of that from Flying Diarrhea. It has the 9-0 for the double quad. Is it gonna work out for them? Oh no.
Not really. 241 APM consecutively for 34 seconds, bud.
Average top player.
Oh no, Amber misdropped the second PC.
No.
That's already costly. Oh no. Oh, that's upsetting. Oh, Amber had the momentum, but they're just slowly slipping it away from their hands, you know? It's like soap. You don't want to drop that sort of thing. But, you know, as soon as I mentioned that analogy, Amber just takes back the lead anyways. Because that's just how it works.
Like the moment where like you're super ahead, but then your opponent ties it up, but then you just win all the rest of the rounds anyway.
Exactly. Amber's looks so clean though, but then again, they could really mess it up in any way, but it seems like they're playing it safe. All that matters is just a buttload of cheese to really ruin the board. But Amber is playing relatively fine, so there's nothing to worry about on their end. While Flying Diarrhea, not gonna go for that LST. They're power stacking pretty hard though. That's pretty scary.
Be wide moment. Amber building up into a 9-0. That's a convert.
Ooh, Amber with the dono too. While Flying Diarrhea gonna get to that triple, not gonna do much to really help. But Amber has such a really strong back-to-back chain, but they're gonna have to break it. The board is just not enough to continue it. Back on the floor, Amber has so much to work with. This is a very versatile board, but unfortunately that overhang is not going to really continue much. And speaking of continuations, Flying Diarrhea has an LST. Oh, speaking of LST, they just turned into a C. They turned into an S prop instead. Fair enough.
Oh no, lag.
Oh, not exactly the lag, but Amber was waiting to cancel a bit of garbage just for safety reasons.
What? Oh my god, that TSS from Flying Diarrhea for the save. Crazy. Flying Diarrhea is all the way down. That's a TST tower!
That's a TST tower in Stratosphere Grand Finals.
Amber just counter spikes it.
Seems like they know the method. They know the method and they aren't going to live with it. And unfortunately, Karma hits like a truck for Flying Diarrhea, as Amber is 6 points compared to Flying Diarrhea's 4.
Your 2-point lead is back. Amber.
PC pressure. Oh no.
Oh. Oh, Amber!
Oh, that board. Oh, that board. Oh, that's like stubbing your toe. Oh.
Ow.
Oh, that hurts. Amber's still gonna try with this PC pressure though, but it's gonna be immediately countered either by human error or just Flying Diarrhea sending just a bit of garbage back. Not exactly clean, but just cheese. And that's exactly what you want against PC spammers. Oh, that overhang. Oh, no. Amber.
Ouch.
Flying Diarrhea ties it up once again.
Can Amber take 2 more points? Real? Oh my god. I'm stuttering so much right now. That is not how SDPC works, Amber.
But they managed to fix it up immediately, but that's not exactly the plan that they want. Flying Diarrhea with the S prop though. That is some insanely lucky RNG garbage from Flying Diarrhea. That opened up such a huge well. And they can continue off of it freely, and Amber just has cheese instead, and that's not really good for them, but they can still make the most of it. And they're trying, and Flying Diarrhea just doubling up on that overhang. Very solid find. Very good vision for Flying Diarrhea.
Oh, Amber.
Oh, Amber. Oh.
A bit too much dairy for one day.
That is... Oh, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good at all. Amber really needs to play just a bit slower to keep up the momentum and just, you know, keep up the pressure. Oh, it gets the quad though, but not the PC. I don't know if that was a missed PC that I found. I'm not too sure. Oh, but gets the S prop though, and does find a TST continuation afterwards. Very good find by Amber, and another Kaiden, and a count in 4, and going with the transition to 8-1. Not exactly the best one. While Flying Diarrhea has so much garbage.
The
but they're
mini
still
almost killed him.
Yeah, but Flying Diarrhea can't live that either. So Amber ties it up once again.
The freaking misspin and flying diarrhea was ultimately what killed him there. That's crazy.
Oh, Amber with the solid pure PC gets another one. Finds the DPC. Unfortunately, going to be covered up by a garbage well. But still gets a multiplier spike afterwards. But Flying Diarrhea doesn't feel too affected by it. But they're still pretty high on the board, so they're going to have to play with a lot of safety measures.
Oh.
But, oh, Amber.
Moment.
Oh my god, Amber with the painful misdrops tonight. And I lagged for a bit, and I already saw Flying Diarrhea get PC'd by Amber. And Amber misdropping as usual. Oh my god. My internet isn't so kind today. Well, not exactly kind, but bleh. Anyways, Flying Diarrhea with the hamburger. Oh, it gets a floating too. What is that extra T, TST, Amber? I don't think that was the most ideal, but it works anyways because that's just how Amber works.
Both players. Oh, okay, Amber's plonking now.
Yeah. Flying Diarrhea had the potential for TST, but oh.
Let's go, plonking. The plonks per stride were a bit too much for Flying Diarrhea.
Yeah. Well, very good fix by Flying Diarrhea, but Amber, unfortunately, on the opposite end, just taking a bit more time than usual.
Oh. That
took a bit too long to fix that. Amber just constantly losing the lead by about 1 point and constantly tying it back up. It's just a pattern for Amber that they just don't want. The fact that they're resorting to plonking too just makes it a very desperate measure. Very good RNG garbage too. 11 spike.
What is Flying Diarrhea doing? What?
I think they were trying to do like a cut sequence, but they just flubbed it up. They flubbed it. But they still managed to get that downside multiplier though, so that's good for them.
Oh, Amber makes it through.
Amber's fine. That's a bit greedy though.
It's not greedy if it cancels.
Yeah, fair enough. But still, it definitely looked a bit scary on Amber's board. Now both of them playing pretty low, pretty safe. No threats in sight. But Amber is slowly getting higher, but it really seems to benefit him more than ever. Oh, but Flying Diarrhea's back-to-back chinning, though, is going to get started at 8, at 9. Going to do some really decent damage to Amber. Flying Diarrhea, unfortunately, breaking it.
Amber's turn now. That's a ×7 back-to-back. Oh, but Amber's gonna have to break it here. That is an STST coming out from Flying Diarrhea. Into a count to 4. Into 7 too.
But Amber's still living.
The convert. Oh my god, Amber.
I'm expecting margin time to kick in anytime soon, but that 14 spike from Amber gonna do some solid damage, but oh my god, the Flying Diarrhea just can't.
Fractal. Garbage.
Oh my god, Amber is so close to getting reset by Flying Diarrhea, fully reset and beaten.
So therefore it's time to open her main.
Just a last-ditch effort. This could be anyone's game. This can go either way. And Amber is just trying every single plan in their book just to see if they can secure that.
Oh, that T-waste. It's over.
Yeah, but But that's it. Flying Diarrhea takes Stratosphere 68 in a solid and utterly dominating losers bracket comeback.
Oh my god. What a run. GG's.
GG's to everyone involved, especially the Flying Diarrhea and Amber. So congrats to Flying Diarrhea, top 10 player in the world for taking Stratosphere 68. Oh my goodness, that was such a bracket.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Oh my lord. Oh my goodness. Just looking at that bracket, I'm surprised that Batch's subset was insanely unexpected, because we wouldn't have had that. We wouldn't have had that, really. It could have been just a usual Stratosphere tournament, but no, apparently not.
Mm. The upset the whole bracket.
Yeah, that really turned it on its hand, and of course, Amber had just about 3 more matches, or 3 more rounds to secure this game, but unfortunately, losing 11-8 to Flying Diarrhea, but they still put all their alls into it, which is a very solid effort by both him and Flying Diarrhea. But still, GG's to everyone involved. I am so happy to go.
Real. Glad to have you.
Yes. So, who do we want to raid? Who do we want to raid? Who is live that we know?
I don't have Twitch open. Blah blah blah.
We can raid Wiley.
Wiley. Wiley is playing Tetrio in his subathon right now. Seems legit.
Right. So we definitely can raid Wiley.
Wiley can't Twitch.
Right. Anyways, thank you all for coming to Stratosphere 68. We really, I really enjoyed being part of this, casting booth again. I genuinely missed it. So, in case y'all want to play for next week, you can, because Stratosphere 69
Real.
it'll be coming soon. Stratosphere 69 will be happening eventually. So everyone get your hopes up for it, because it's gonna be quite a ride. Anyways, we shall be rating Wiley by us, Hummingbird Nestfolk, and we will see you next week to get another chance in Stratosphere, because I feel like 69 would be a very, very important one.
Yes.
Anyways, do we want to rate him now?
Sure. See you peoples later. Bye.
See ya next week.
Okay.